Good morning. So in between the chaos of doing the spray painting and rejuvenation of the barbecue, this item came up in our local Lidl and we thought we'd buy it because it would come in handy for some of the parties that we threw. The Florabest party table. So I'm going to quickly unbox it because I've got to go and get ready for work in half an hour. The box itself doesn't make it look as though it's going to be that big, but I think these are attachable legs on the box. It says perfect for garden parties, built-in compartment for filling with ice, double wall construction keeps drinks cool for longer. Height adjustable tabletop, can be used as a side table or bistro table and drain easily for emptying ice. It has a lot of foreign language instructions. Dimensions when open, approximately 49.5 centimeters by 84.5 centimeters. We'll have a look. So, tabletop looks nice. It's a little bit, you can feel little lumps in this. Don't know what that is. And that lifts up. I don't know, must be something to put in there. But when you lift it up, or you lock it, let's get it out of the box. So that's what comes in the box. Attachable legs, instructions, don't need these, we're men, and that's it. So on here it says close, open. So I was proving, you lift the table up, you lock it down. Oh, that should lock it down. Right, that's it's a friction lock. So that's it without friction on. That's really hand tight. It'll be interesting to see what happened there. That clicked when I pulled it up, as though something clicked into place. You can actually feel a little notch. There's a little notch there. Now that didn't work, didn't help. So if I tighten this by hand tightness, and I do a little experiment with some weights. These are weights, let's see. That's quite sturdy, but it's starting to fall. How much weight it takes before it pushes it down. That's 5 kilograms. That's 10 kilograms. You've got a number of pints on that. Do it again, and that's hand tight. So that's 5 kilograms. $10 kilograms. That's 15 kilograms. Right, so what's actually happened is, because it's brand new, the plastic is not letting this table come up to its maximum height. Where it actually locks out at the top, you then close it to lock it. Oh, you've got to find that bit. Yeah, that's it. Lock it, and it now should take 15 kilograms without any problem. Yeah. Now it says this table can be used at different levels. I wouldn't recommend it. If you've got quite a lot of pints sitting on top of a lot of cans, even the added weight. I mean, what does 600 ml weigh? What's 600 ml? 600 grams, isn't it? So, say you've got 10 pints on it. 10 pints at 600 ml, 600 grams, 6,000. Oh, I can't be bothered with that. It says that this can be closed at different heights, but if you don't lock it out the top, it doesn't take much to stop it going down. It has to be locked out at the top. You can hear it click high. That's it, locked. You turn the friction clamp at the top and it's then locked in place. That's quite wobbly. You can imagine a bunch of people with their pints on there going in to get their beers and doing that. You're going to get quite a spill. The idea is nice, but the practicalities of it are dodgy. I haven't put the legs on it, and if you hold the base firm, that table has a bit of rock on it, and that rock is enough to spill pints. Spill pints and cause fights. So if you load it down, it's not as rocky because the tube itself is causing a bit of stability. Not as much though. So a little clip, little thing we could pull up here would make it a lot easier. I don't know what's in the bag, haven't opened it. So in here you get 4 push fit legs, and there's no cutouts where they would clip in. There's a hole for a screw. Oh, and there we go, there's 4 screws. So this costs $49.99, by the way. You would put your legs in, get screws, right, so there's another company that makes some of these good plastic things, is Kita. I don't know if it'd be as good as this or as bad as this, but I'd like to see one side by side as a comparison. There we go. Here is the drain plug for your water, your melted ice. On the inside, you could probably just you may be able to see a little black dot. That's the pull-out plug. That's it there. It's got a little tab on top to grip, and it's soft plastic. It's not rubber, it's soft plastic. And you just push that all the way down to create your seal. Fill it with ice, put your drinks in it, shut that, and that will hopefully keep it cool for a while. There's no sealing rubber around here, it's just hard plastic on hard plastic. This is beveled one way and this is beveled the opposite way, so it should sit neat. but it doesn't sit neat. If I push it down, then there's no visible gap, but if you let it go, a visible gap. A visible gap in here appears. I don't know how we can get it. So to keep the cooling, you'd need to put a bit of weight on top. This at the top should have a little pull ring to help you pull this up. I would say be a nice added extra. This is on a wobbly table as well, but this itself is wobbly. And that's I can't let go of that, it'll just slam. So that's 5 kilograms. Yeah, so if you manage to lock it out at the top, your beers, your drinks are going to be wobbly. Things could fall. It's not very sturdy. Now, I initially put 5 kilograms on when it was halfway down. Now 5 kilograms is, if you equate 5 kilograms into a quantity of drinks, 1 UK pint is 544 grams. Let's call it 600 grams. Okay, because I assume that 600 ml is a pint. That's how I work it out. So 600 ml, 600 grams. You have 10 pints of drink. So 10 600s is 6,000. So there's 6 kilograms. Now, if my maths is right, that's the same weight as what caused this table to fall with 5 kilograms. In fact, it's more than, obviously, more. So if you had 10 people drinking and it had full pints on this table, there's a high probability that this thing would drop and drinks would go everywhere. So the idea of this is great. The practicalities are not. The main reasons being instability. Because if you close this with your drinks on top to keep the drinks inside cool, you're going to have to take the drinks off to get the lid up to get to the drinks on the inside. That's impractical. If you wanted this all the way to the top, you'd have to lock it out. A little black rim appears here. That to me indicates it's now reached the top. It won't go any higher. If you lock it off, that's a lot of weight. I'm putting more than 15 kilos on top of that, but that's not steady. If you drop this, the tube it sits in provides more stability, but not weight allowance. So I think this should really just be used as a cooler for drinks, where people can go and get their drinks from and then go back to where they're sitting down. I wouldn't recommend sitting this in front of a group of guys with all their beers in, because you're gonna have spills. It was purchased on a whim because I saw one. I've seen them over the years and thought that's quite a good idea, but I never knew the practicalities of it. Now I've had a look at it myself, and it is only the one sold by Lidl. I haven't compared it to anybody else's make, although there are a lot of them on the internet. I would think the practicalities of them are all the same. They might have better locking devices, so you can actually set this halfway with a bit more stability and lock it out, confident that it's not going to drop. But certainly this one is really just going to be a cool box for beer. It's not going to be a tabletop cool box. Now it would be nice if it had somewhere a moulded handle, just an indentation where you could get a grip. This is completely smooth. There is nothing to grip it with. So if it's full of ice and you're moving it around, you couldn't hold like this. You'd have to give it a bear hug to move around, or get someone else to help you. It would benefit greatly with either a fixed handle or an indentation where you can put some friction. This is a very quick review of something that I bought. If you like the review, if you think I've missed out anything, drop me a line. Put a comment in the comments. If you like the video, give me a like, thumbs up. If you dislike it, give me a thumbs down. But you have to give me an excuse why you've given me a thumbs down, because without the reason why, I can't explain where I've gone wrong. If you think that it's worthy of a subscription, because I'm going to be doing quite a lot of these little things, all at my own expense. Nobody buys these things for me, I just do it off my own back. Then subscribe, and if you want to be notified of my next upload, hit the notifications bell. Thanks very much for watching this video. Hope you have a nice day, and take care. I just wanted to give you a quick update on the table. It was used over the weekend, and there were 4 bags of ice placed into it, probably about 4 PM on the Saturday afternoon prior to guests coming around. It remained in the living room, which is obviously a heated house, and it was used throughout the night, bottles going in, cans going in, etc. Nobody really put anything on top of it, so that wasn't an issue of stuff spilling. But what impressed me was by 5 o'clock the next day, there was still quite a lot of ice in it. Some beers were left, but there was still quite a lot of ice in it, which goes to show that the ambient temperature of the room was insufficient to melt all the ice in that space of time. So you're talking about at least 24 hours. I didn't check it later on, so the 24 hours had surpassed and the ice was still there. In reference, I didn't think it would last that long, because that little gap around the rim, I thought that would affect the temperature inside. It would melt quite quickly, but it didn't. So the coolness of it is effective. It would be effective for a whole party unless it was a total weekender, in which case you would refill it with ice anyway. But as far as recommending it, I would say yeah, it's a good buy for what, $49.99 on Amazon and stuff like that. They're a lot dearer. It's sitting out in the garden now. That's where it'll stay. It won't stay in the house. It's just a. And the other thing I meant to mention is when I went online to see if I could find anybody else who had reviewed that one, I found the Ketter one, and it was identical. When they lifted up the tabletop, it was exactly the same colour, exactly the same mechanism to lock it, and even looked like the exact same sticker on the mechanism itself as the Lidl one. So be confident that it will work, but not as a table and a cooler at the same time. So yeah, that was quite a good buy.